Hello, it's a great day for singing, so let's get started. Today I'm going to talk about how to sing the song Hallelujah. This was written by Leonard Cohen, as many of you will know. You probably love this song as much as many people in the world do, if you're going to sing it. Leonard Cohen comes from the same city that where I live, which is Montreal. We consider him our favorite Canadian poet-songwriter. Of course, he's been dead now for almost a year in November, so he won't be giving us more poetry. But he left us some wonderful songs, and Hallelujah is one of his most famous songs in the world, and for good reason. It's got beautiful words, powerful words, and as he said, as Cohen said himself, a great chorus, a chorus that lends itself to a lot of emotion and to a lot of harmony. So what I would suggest, let's get right to this, what I would suggest that you do before you sing this song very much is to listen and watch many different performances of Hallelujah. Of course, the most famous these days, aside from Cohen himself, is Pentatonix, and they sing in a five-part harmony, which is just beautiful. It's a beautiful version on that incredible desert-like landscape. It's gorgeous. But it's not something that you as a solo individual singer can do unless you're going to harmonize with yourself, and that's certainly possible. But what I suggest is you watch many different versions, from the more amateur versions to the really professional versions. See which ones you like and why. Think about what it is about a particular version that really grabs you or that doesn't. This is kind of doing your research and your study into this song before you begin to make it your own. So that's number one. Do your research, listen a lot, look a lot, make some notes, mental notes or written notes about why you like certain versions and what works for you. What did that artist do that really made it sing for you? And this way you learn without even realizing it. You learn words, you learn the feel, and you learn the music. So that's number one. Okay, so number two is choosing your verses. This song has quite a few verses. I think there are 15 that are on the internet. Apparently he wrote 80 over the many years that he sang, and during the time that he composed this song he wrote 80 verses. But more often than not we'll hear 3, 4, or 5 verses sung in concerts. 5 is difficult because it's a simple song, and unless you can do a lot of shading and a lot of coloring of your voice, a lot of creating different worlds with each verse, then you're going to bore your audience. And you certainly don't want to bore your audience. Now, if you're singing it with an orchestra or with other instruments or with other singers like the Pentatonix, you can get away with singing more verses because you keep your audience interested in who's singing now or what sounds am I hearing. But if it's just you and you're just learning this song, I suggest that you stick with 3 or maybe 4 verses. I myself always sing 3. I think audience members have said to me that they'd like to hear one more, but I like to leave people wanting more rather than risking them getting a little tired of a song like this, which is beautiful. So your second task then is to choose your verses. Which 3 or 4 verses of the 15 that are out there now in circulation, which of those will you choose? And that's very personal. You may choose things that are very different from what I will. I think we all start with the first verse. I've heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord. It kind of sets up the song, so you might want to start with that one. And then really it's up to you. So, number 2, choose your verses. So we're getting close to actually singing this song now. Your next task is to choose your key. I sing it in E flat. That's a good key for me to sing in chest voice. And most people sing this song in chest voice. But if you're a head voice singer, then that's going to be a different kind of choice making for you. It's got to feel comfortable. It's a very short range song. It's only an octave. But for chest voice singers, it's a crucial octave because you don't want to be shouting when you're singing Hallelujah. You want it to have a plaintive, yearning sound, but you don't want to have to shout. So you got to choose your octave well. If you can't find a karaoke that's in the right key for you, then use a piece of software that will allow you to change your key. Song Surgeon is very good. It's not inexpensive. I think it's around $70 to buy Song Surgeon, but I use it a lot because I want to get just the right keys for my students and for myself. So you might consider that, but there might also be free software programs that will change keys for you. So think about that. But if you found a key that works for you, fantastic. Let's get started. Okay, you've got your words, you've got your key, you have a feel for the song because you've done your research, you've listened and you've looked, you've made some decisions about what you like. Now it's time for you to put all of that into operation for yourself, to create the song that's yours. When you listen to the opening, to the introduction, that sets the tone for you. It's very simple. You can hear it now. I'm getting into the mood as I listen to the person playing this or to the karaoke version. I'm listening and I'm feeling the words coming into my mouth. It's like they come from way behind and they move forward into your brain. So I'm listening to that opening part. Well, I've heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music, do ya? So I'm starting this in a fairly quiet voice because you've got to have somewhere to go. You've got to build the song as you go. It's kind of spoken. It's a bit of a storytelling. I'm setting the tone. I'm getting a feel for where I'm going to move in this song. So that's something that you could consider. Start quietly. You're setting a tone. You're talking to people. You're telling a story. That could be the beginning, the opening, and the opening is really, really important to this song. That you set the tone that you're going to evolve as you go through this song. So you've sung the first line, you've set the tone, you've listened to the intro, you've come out of the intro with a tone that you feel is right to begin this song. It's not too loud, you're kind of getting into the story, you're introducing your voice and your being and the story and the song to your audience. Then comes the second line. And in the second line, you're going to build it a little bit more. So you've got a first line that's like this, it's an arc. The second line is a little bit more dramatic. There's a little bit more drama in there. So you want to build it, but you know it's the first verse. So you don't want to go too high, not too loud. You want to keep the whole thing kind of within one dimension. And then the second verse is going to be a little bit more maybe, and the third verse a little more, or a little different. So let's look at the second line of the first verse. Well, it goes like this, the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. So as you hear, I hope you hear, I've built up that second line a little bit more. I've got more of a cry in my voice because I want to keep it very plaintive. I want there to be lots of feeling but not loudness. And then for the first verse of Hallelujah, you're going to want to create something that's really beautiful and haunting, I think. And then the next time you sing it in the next verse, you'll do something a little different. And that's how you begin to build a song. I'm not going to go through all three verses. I just want to give you a sense of how you get into a song, how you get into this song in particular. Hallelujah is very unique in that it's really, really simple with a very haunting chorus, but it's become a magical song. And because of that, you want to find your own way into that magic. So I think I've given you a good start to this song. It would be not worth your while or your time or your interest to have me go through all the verses, because I don't know what you've chosen. I assume that you've chosen the first verse that most people sing, and that's a good way to start. So you know now that a really good way to approach a song is to look at many different versions. Not that you're going to copy, but you're going to get ideas. Maybe you'll copy a little bit at this point, who knows? Eventually a song becomes your own as you sing it more, as you bring more of yourself into it. So you start with looking at performances. Then you're going to choose your verses. You're going to choose your key. And then you're going to think about how you want to be in the song. You're listening to the intro. You're getting into the feel of it. It's very personal for you. You think about what the words mean to you, and you launch that song. I hope this was helpful to you. If it was, please subscribe if you haven't already. And if you liked this video, please help me out and like this video for me, because that lets me do more and more. I'm going to finish this short video on how to approach this song, Hallelujah, with a performance of my own of Hallelujah that I did in Canada at the Aeolian Hall, a beautiful, beautiful hall that has some of the best acoustics in Canada and maybe in North America. It's a beautiful place to sing. So here it is. It's, I think, a couple of years ago. I've been singing Hallelujah for a long time, doing a My Canada show for Canada's 150th birthday. So here, I'm going to finish with this, and I wish you great, great singing. I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye. I've heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music, do ya? Well, it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, minor fall, major lift, baffled king composing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Well, your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof. Her beauty in the moonlight overthrew ya. She tied you to a kitchen chair. She broke your throne, she cut your hair, and from your lips she drew a hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. I did my best, it wasn't much. I couldn't feel, so I tried to touch. I've told the truth, I didn't come to fool ya. And even though it all went wrong, I stand before the Lord of song with nothing on my tongue but hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.